gave it. No, not 7 times. Not 8 times. Not 9. Not 10. Not 11. All the way. Not 60. Not 69. Not 70. Not 71. Not 72 times. Not 73 times. Not 74 times. Not 75 times. Not 76 times. No, 77 times. 77 times. $77 times. That is your number 7 times times 11 times. Your number 7, Peter, is not sufficient, but 77 times. 77 times. Peter, that's how many times I want you to forgive your fellow brother if he sins against you. Now, Peter, you came to me about this question. You didn't give me the opportunity to answer your question. You assumed that 7 times was enough for you to forgive somebody who sins against you. But Peter, I am going to give you a shock. I am going to give you a shocking answer. No, not 7 times, but 77 times. That's the number of times I want you to forgive somebody who sins against you. 77 times, Peter. That was the answer that Christ gave him. And that was shocking. And yes, that was shocking. Peter came to Christ with a simple mathematical number. But he was given a complicated, complex mathematical number. 77 times. That is complex. Not 7 times, but 77 times. That's a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm counting. 77 times. That's a long time. And that's what Christ wanted. He wants you and I not to even think about not forgiving someone. But what is forgiveness, by the way? Now that you know, Peter went to Christ to ask the question, not about forgiveness, but how often shall I forgive? Now we know that Christ's answer shocked Peter 77 times. Peter came to Christ for a simple solution, but he was given a complex answer. Not 7, but 77 times. That's a lot of numbers. Now, what is the definition of forgiveness? Forgiveness, in a nutshell, in a simple term, it's not to hold grudge Forgiveness is not to keep account of the offense that someone has offended you. Forgiveness is to let go. Forgiveness is not to keep account of how many times someone has said something to you. In essence, you felt offended. See, to be offended or to feel being offended, that's your choice. You choose to be offended. That is your mind. Your mind tells you to put yourself in a position that you're offended. And your mind tells you to feel that whatever he or she said or did to you is offensive. So it is your choice to feel offended. You can choose not to be offended. You can choose not to feel offensive. You can choose not to feel that what he or she said to you is offensive in nature. So a person has the right to make his own mind either to feel offended or not to feel offended. That's your choice. We have choices in life to make. And that's one of those things that you choose to do. You choose to feel offended. I'm not trying to disqualify your mind. I'm not trying to fight against your mind or your processing of your thought in your mind. No. I'm just trying to say that to be offended or to feel offended is a choice that you've made. You can choose not to be offended. You can choose not to feel being offended. So, to be offended is a choice. So, forgiveness is not to feel offended. Forgiveness is not to hold, is not to count, is not to have a box in your mind and say, 1, you offend me, 2, you offend me, 3, you offend me, 4, you offend me. So forgiveness is to let go of the offense you felt that you were offended. Means let go. Someone did something to you, someone said something to you, and the content of what he or she said or did to you made you to make your mind, now I'm offended. So, forgiveness, it's to let go of the offense that you felt by somebody. Forgiveness is to have a zero account of the numbers of times you felt offended. Means don't put the offense in your bank account. In other words, don't have a bank account where you locked in the offense that someone had done to you that you felt offended. In other words, you know how you go to the bank and store your money in the bank? Or you know how in your house You have some area